Okay, Taurus. So for the month of November, we have the beautiful sun. This is what you are desiring. This is your objective. And are we surprised? This represents your ultimate success. This represents your ultimate fulfillment of all your goals, dreams, wishes, hopes, etc. I don't think that's really any surprise. It is represented by the sign of Leo. So who knows? Some of you might be dealing with a Leo. But for most of you here, I'm getting this is you. This is just you. And what I like about Taurus is that, you beautify everything that you touch. You create beauty in the world. And you kind of get this, like, yes, these dolphins are successful. Yes, they're having fun. They're flipping over the sun. They're very talented. They're very good at what they do, but they're creating a beautiful scene as they do their work. And I feel like that's what you do, Taurus. I also feel that you're very determined this month. You're seriously, like, you are so determined to complete your goals, to complete your aspirations, to fulfill your dreams. This honestly brings you joy. It really brings you happiness. And because you're thinking so powerfully, because you're so intent on what you're choosing to manifest, I feel that you're bringing this wave of not, I don't want to say good luck, because you know that you have to work to produce what you achieve in life, but you know that there is a component mentally and spiritually that you have to align. It can't just be all physical. You have to connect your mindset. You have to connect your faith, your optimism, your spirit, and your belief. And so I feel that you are uniting these things that are helping bring your goals together, your plans together. So November will be a powerful month for you. It's a month for you to shine. It's a month for you to show your stuff. And I feel that you're going to do it in a beautiful and graceful way. And people are going to take notice. People are going to be like, wow, look at the pretty dolphins. Look at the pretty Taurus or handsome Taurus. This is also, honestly, Taurus, this is just a favorable card and energy for any situation, whether we're looking at marriage, relationships, money, health. I feel that there's going to be a lot of synchronicities and kind of things lining up where you're going to see the universe kind of bringing things together, and you're going to be like, okay, I get it. The picture's coming together. The pieces are starting to fit. I'm starting to understand this. So that's fantastic. Okay, and here we go. What are you valuing? What do you truly identify with? And who are you really in the month of November? I love this. This is one of my favorite cards, the Five of Cups. How can you not see a sunflower and feel happy? At your core, at your base, at your root, you're pretty peaceful, Taurus. Yeah, granted, if you get ticked off enough, you could be a raging bull. But for the most part, you just want to chill. You just want to hang out on a beautiful sunshiny day with clear blue skies, enjoying the fresh air. There's just, this card exudes happiness to me. This is a cup, so some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. It could just be your emotions, meaning that you're just going to chill. You're not going to let anything ruffle your feathers. You're not going to be affected by someone's nonsense. I just feel that you're kind of over that. You're like, you know what? I'm going to be true. It's all about your sun. It's about your core. It's about your essence and who you really are. And I just feel that you're determined not to be perturbed or disturbed. You are about thinking the glass is half full versus half empty. You want to be emotionally happy and content and at peace. That is what is most important to you. And so if anyone is trying to disrupt that, I just feel like you're not going to put up with it. You're not going to take it. The other thing I like about this is it also reiterates that your dreams are manifesting. And just so for some of you here, it is a card of reconciliation. So friendships, business, relationships. And I also feel for some of you that you're going to have an answer. You're going to have a question answered, something that you have been pondering. And I kind of picked up on that here, is that maybe you were confused about something. Maybe it didn't make sense at the time, but you're going to get an answer to something. It's going to start making sense. And I feel that it's going to make you happy. It's going to be favorable. And it's going to create joy and positive energy in November. So that's exciting. This is really a yes card. Okay, possible distraction, illusion, or doubt. Very interesting. We have the Seven of Wands. This is a fire energy. This card does represent negotiations. So that's kind of what I was picking up on earlier. This is the way that you handle people. This is the way that you handle coworkers, the exchanges that you make with other people. And so some of you might be kind of dealing with a fiery personality or a fiery energy in Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And this lady is working. So there's a strong correlation to your occupation, you know, a project, what you do for a living, your work. And if that's kind of a distraction, illusion, or doubt, that could be why you are so determined to keep your peace, to be who you're supposed to be and to be true to that this month. You know, someone could be trying to push your buttons and challenging you. And this is going to be a great opportunity for you to practice, you know, being diplomatic, to be tactful, and to know that all of obstacles that are put in your path are going to be overcome, Taurus, that you're not going to let it get to you. You know that you're strong, you know that you are victorious, and you're going to be tested maybe a little bit and challenged to stay true to your intentions. How bad do you want it? Which, I mean, there's no question. It's like, move out of my way. But this is an opportunity, this person, or it could even be a situation. It could be a female. It could just be like an energy as well, that through staying calm, staying peaceful, staying focused, and communicating, you will be successful. It's just a reminder to remain calm, have inner confidence. And if you have to stand up for yourself, Taurus, because I know sometimes you just want to keep the peace and you don't want to rock the boat and you don't want to jump to conclusions. But if someone is really messing with you in a diplomatic and tactful way, you can stand up for yourself. Stand up for your beliefs. Just make sure you do it with diplomacy and tact, and you will be successful and victorious in the end. Okay, so the strategy for you, the path to take. This is interesting, Taurus. We have the High Priestess. And I think the reason this is coming across is because you're an earth sign, you're very practical, you're very aware of the real world, what it takes to be successful, to be efficient, to accomplish your goals. But the universe is encouraging you to also do not neglect or forget about your intuition, your gut, your spiritual side, your spiritual instincts. That is where I feel that maybe in the month of November, you can also put some energy and effort into. She rules mysteries and secrets. So, and I know that this can be tough maybe for some Taurus, because it's like, I deal with the facts. I deal with reality, with what I see, with what is real in the physical world. But there's more than meets the eye to what's happening in your life. There's a higher purpose. There's a higher spiritual calling for you. And I feel that God and the universe wants you to also embrace and experience that as well, because I think it's going to help you. I think it's going to guide you. It's going to encourage you if you're feeling down or frustrated or depressed, or you just kind of get like, I can't take anymore. This is about you generating deep intuition and trust within yourself. Don't be scared to go there. Don't be scared or think it's weird or whatever, you know, take your time with it. Everybody's different with how they do this. It could be, you know, meditation, it could be prayer, reading, knowledge, whatever's going to kind of strengthen your intuitive muscles and kind of get you excited and be relevant and how it best communicates through the way you see things. Because what this is going to do, Taurus, is it's only going to aid to your tools that you have already in your tool belt. It's going to help you connect to your feminine energy, your spirituality, and knowledge of the higher realms. Because if you look at the three main cards here, it's very spiritual. There's a lot of energy. I feel that God and the universe and your own spirit is orchestrating your life at a higher level. And sometimes we can't see it because we just see what we see with the physical eye. But I do feel that there's something higher going on for you. And by doing this, it's going to help you to grasp. It's going to give you wisdom, which wisdom to me is really having the spiritual and bringing it to the earth, understanding these universal spiritual concepts and making them a practical reality. It's going to only help you and aid you in manifesting your goals and dreams. It's going to give you good judgment and how should I handle this situation? So very interesting, the right attitude to have for yourself and others. We have the 8 of Pentacles. This is your energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. As we know, as an earth sign, you stand your ground. You know who you are. But the thing I'm getting with the 8 of Pentacles is that you're still, this month, it's okay to be open to change. I know that you're very loyal. I know that you're very focused and committed. Maybe some of you have been in a job or a situation for so long, you feel guilty or you feel bad if you're even thinking about something else. But some of you are being called in a different direction. Some of you are being and I feel this is God in the universe and even your spiritual, side calling you elsewhere. Maybe you're meant to stay at the same place, but maybe there's new thoughts, there's new ideas, there's fresh perspectives that want to come in. So all I'm getting is just don't be afraid of this. Don't feel bad about this. Know that, this can be slow. This isn't like really, and I think you'll like that because it's not like sudden, all of a sudden everything in your world is going to change. I know that's terrifying. This is gradual. This is like easy does it. Just kind of open your ear a little bit. She's just opened one of her ears to kind of hear something different, a different perspective, a different thought process. Go with it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't think, am I just making this up or is this really actually something I need to start thinking about? So some of you are going to be thinking about a different way to do what you're currently doing or even another vocation or job altogether. Realization or outcome. And I think the reason for that, Taurus, is look at this. 2 of Swords. I know, you've been dealing with this air energy for quite a long time and it's still there. 2 of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Some of you, literally, this is the person that you're dealing with. However, others of you, it comes down to a choice. It comes down to a decision. You realize that you're not going to meet eye to eye with someone. It's taken a lot of work. It's a lot of struggle and you're not about that. You're about accomplishing your goals. You're like, I don't want to focus on this petty, silly, immature games energy. Because if you've had conflicts at work, they are in a work uniform. That gets tiring. It gets old, especially if you're there a lot of the time or that's a big part of your life. So what's interesting, Taurus, is I drew 2 cards. And this is just very interesting. On one side, you're having conflict. On the other side, you're making an agreement. So some of you are really trying to come to this place of like, let's just get along. Let's just, meet in the middle, figure it out. Let's just call a truce, call a peace. And some of you are still battling with a person or a situation. And this could be in your mind because it is a sword, so it could be your thought processes. But I feel that ultimately this is what you want because this is the first card I drew and this was behind it. There's been a struggle. The struggle's been real. You have to make a decision. And at the end of the day, because this is a knight, I feel like you're going to take action that's going to make you happy in the end. You're going to find a resolution. You're all about figuring this out. And this is almost, it could be a friend, it could be business, it could be relationship. But at the end of the day, this is what you want. You want a happy, emotional ending. So really powerful messages. I think that you have everything that it takes to succeed this month, Taurus. And I think that you're going to make a lot of growth and momentum